Hello, in this lecture we will find the value of 2 times AP, or the size of 2 times AP. You can see in the picture triangle ABC, and side AB of triangle ABC equals to 90 units, side AC of the triangle equals to 70 units, and side CB of this triangle equals to 50 units. You can see in the picture also a circle, and the center of this circle is point P, and also we have 2 tangents to this circle. The first tangent to this circle is side AC of the triangle, and actually the touching point between side AC and the circle will be called O. So O is the touching point between side AC of the triangle and the circle. Or we can say also that side AC of the triangle is tangent to this circle in point O, and in the same way we can say that side CB of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point, we will call that point E. Okay, so the touching point between side CB of the triangle and the circle is point E. So side CB of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point E, and also side AC of the triangle is is tangent to the circle at point O. Okay, in the next step we will connect points O and P by a straight line. And as you have already known, PO is defined as the radius of the circle. I will mark it as R, abbreviation for radius, and it is a radius. OP is the radius of this circle because it starts from point E. The straight line starts from point P, or exits from point P, the center of the circle, and it ends at point O on the circle. So for that reason, OP, line OP is defined as the radius of the circle. In the same way, we connect points P and E together by a straight line. And from the same reason that OP is the radius of the circle, EP is the radius of the circle too, because it exits from the center of the circle and ends on the circle at point E. Okay, so we have in the picture two tangents to this circle. The first tangent is tangent AC. AC is tangent to the circle at point O, and side CB of the triangle is tangent to the circle at point E. And we also drew two radiuses of the circle. OP is the first radius of this circle, and PE is also the second radius of this circle. Okay, and we actually have a rule that actually states that in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius are have between them 90 degrees, or a radius and a tangent to this radius are perpendicular to each other. Or in other words, the angle between the radius and the tangent to this radius is 90 degrees. That is to say, POC equals to 90 degrees. And in the same way, we can say that POA also equals to 90 degrees, because a radius, this radius, and a tangent to this radius, that is AC, are perpendicular to each other. That is to say, they create at the touching point between them 90 degrees. That is to say, POC is angle of 90 degrees, and also POA is an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, the same rule, of course, applies to PE. PE is a radius to this circle, and BC is a tangent to this circle, or is also tangent to this radius. For this reason, we have 90 degrees at PEC is 90 degrees, because a radius and a tangent to this radius or to that radius are perpendicular to each other. For this reason also PEB is 90 degrees. Okay, so I will write it down, the rule. So our rule states that in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. So the first rule is that in any circle, a radius and a tangent to this radius are perpendicular to each other. As you can see in this picture, we have radius PO of this circle, and we have tangent to the circle, and it is actually tangent to this radius. So the radius and the tangent to this radius are perpendicular to each other. That is to say, POA equals to 90 degrees and also POC equals to 90 degrees. And the same rule applies to this radius, radius PE of this circle. This radius is perpendicular to side CB of the triangle, because CB is tangent to this circle at point E. So again, a radius in any circle, a radius and a tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. For that reason, angle PEC equals to 90 degrees and angle PEB also equals to 90 degrees. Okay. In the next step, we will draw from point C perpendicular to side AB of the triangle. Okay? From point C, we will draw perpendicular to side AB of the triangle. Okay, so we will call the touching point between the perpendicular to side AB capital M, and according to the definition of perpendicular, CMB equals to 90 degrees, and also CMA also equals to 90 degrees. Okay? So CM, line CM is perpendicular to side AB. That is to say, angle CMB equals to 90 degrees and also angle CMA equals to 90 degrees. Okay? Now we will focus on two triangles. The first triangle will be triangle AOP, and the second triangle will be ACM. Okay? This is triangle AOP. That is right triangle. Yes, triangle AOP is right triangle because angle AOP equals to 90 degrees. Okay, this is a right triangle, and also triangle ACM is right triangle. Why? Because angle AMC equals to 90 degrees. Okay, so both of those triangles, triangle AOP and triangle ACM are right triangles. Okay, triangle AOP and triangle ACM are right triangles. So as you already know, we have a rule for, and in the next step we will define this angle as alpha, And so angle OAP or OAB equals to alpha, and also we will define angle ABC as beta. Okay, so angle BAC equals to alpha and angle CBA equals to beta. Okay, so you can see here angle ABC equals to beta and angle CAB equals to alpha. Okay, now we'll focus on triangle AOP, that is a right triangle, because this angle is 90 degrees. In this triangle, right triangle AOP, we can say that sinus alpha equals to PO the angle that is in front of the angle alpha is PO, or OP, it is the same, divide over AP. AP is the hypotenuse. AP is the hypotenuse of triangle AOP. Okay, so sinus alpha equals to PO over AP, the hypotenuse of triangle AOP. Okay, and then we will focus on triangle ACM. Triangle ACM, that is also a right triangle because this angle is 90 degrees. In triangle ACM, we can say that sinus alpha equals to the side that is in front of sinus of angle alpha, that is CM, divided by the hypotenuse of triangle ACM, and the hypotenuse is AC. Okay, AC is the hypotenuse, so we will divide it by AC. So sinus alpha in triangle ACM, the right triangle ACM, equals to CM over AC. That is the hypotenuse of triangle ACM. Okay, so we have in total that sinus alpha equals to PO over AP, and it also equals to CM over AC. But as I have already mentioned, PO is the radius of the circle. So we can say that PO equals to R. Okay, PO equals to R. And we will define AP as X, AP as X. Okay, I will write here that AP equals to X. Okay, so PB will be equal to AB minus AP. It is very simple. PB equals to AB minus AP. But AB equals to 90 units, and AP equals to X. So we can say that PB equals to AB, that is 90 units, minus AP, that is X. Or in total we can say that PB equals to 90 minus X. Okay, I will write it here. PB equals to 90 minus X. Okay, so here we have the equalities that PO equals to R, AP equals to X, and PB equals to 90 minus X. So we can substitute PO by R, because PO equals to R, and also we can substitute AP by X, because AP equals to X, and okay, and okay, so first of all I will write this equality again. PO over AP equals to CM over AC. That will be the first equation. PO over AP equals to CM over AC. Okay, this is the first equation. And as you can see here, AC is given to us. AC equals to 70 units according to what is given to us in the question. We know that AC equals to 70 units. Okay, so I write it down. AC equals to 70 units. Okay, so in this equation, I repeat again that PO equals to R, so we can substitute PO by R. AP equals to X, so we can substitute AP by X, and AC equals to 70, so we can substitute AC by 70. Okay, so we will do it now. So in the first equation, instead of PO, we can write R, and instead of AP, we will write X equals to CM, we will leave it as it is, CM over AC. As you can see here, AC equals to 70, so we can substitute AC by 70. So we got that R over X equals to CM over 70. Okay, I substituted PO by R, AP by X, and AC by 70. Okay, so now we will multiply both sides of the equation by X. As you can see in the picture, AP equals to X, so it is a positive number, it can never be 0. For that reason, we can multiply both sides of the equation by X. So in the first equation, actually R over X times X equals to R. and CM over 70 times 6 equals to CM over 70 times 6. Okay, as you can see here, R divided by X times 6 equals to R, and CM over 70 times 6 equals to CM times X over 70. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by CM. As you can see here, CM is a perpendicular to side AB of the circle, and for that reason it is a positive number. It can never be zero, so it is allowable to multiply both sides of the equation by CM. Okay, and we'll get that R over CM equals to X over 70. Okay, as you can see here, R divided by CM equals to R over CM, and CM over 70 times 6, or CM times 6 over 70 divided by CM equals to X over 70. Okay, so this is our first equation. R over CM equals to X over 70. Okay, so in the next step we will focus on two other triangles. The first triangle that we will focus on is triangle PEB. Triangle PEB, and okay, here I made a mistake actually. Instead of my intention was to mark triangle AOP, so it is not angle AOP but triangle AOP, so I will fix it. I meant to relate to triangle AOP, and the second triangle is triangle ACM. So instead of triangle, by mistake I marked it as angle, but it is not angle, but it is triangle ACM. So we focused on two triangles, triangle AOP, this triangle AOP, and triangle ACM. This is triangle ACM. Triangle AOP and triangle ACM. The triangle ACM, so that were the two triangles that we related to. Okay, so in the next step we relate to two other triangles. The first triangle is triangle PEB, that is a right triangle, and the second triangle that we will focus is triangle CMB, that is also a right triangle. Triangle CMB, because it has 90 degrees, angle CMB is 90 degrees, for that reason CMB is a right triangle, and also triangle PEB is a right triangle because angle PEB is 90 degrees. So both of those triangles this triangle CMB and triangle PEB are right triangles. Okay, so according to the same rule that we have in the trigonometry, we can say that as relates to triangle EPB, this right triangle, we can say that sinus beta equals to the side that is in front of angle beta, that is PE. Okay, the side that is in front of angle beta is side PE, divided by the hypotenuse of triangle PEB, and the hypotenuse of triangle PEB is PB. Okay? So I made a mistake here. Sinus beta equals to the angle that is in front of angle beta, that is to say it is PE. Okay? The angle that is in front of angle beta is side PE. In triangle PEB, the angle that is in front of angle beta is the side that is in front of angle beta is side PE of triangle PEB. Okay, and we divide it by the hypotenuse of the right triangle PEB, and the hypotenuse of triangle PEB is PB. Okay, so sinus beta in triangle PEB equals to PE over PB, the side that is in front of angle beta, that is to say PE, divided by the hypotenuse of triangle PEB, and the hypotenuse of the right triangle PEB is PB. Okay? Now, and we will focus on triangle CMB. CM is the perpendicular to side AB of the triangle. Okay, we will focus on the right triangle CMB, and we can say that in this right triangle CMB, sinus beta equals to the side that is in front of angle beta, that is to say CM. CM is in front of angle beta, divided by the hypotenuse of the right triangle CMB, and the hypotenuse of the right triangle CMB is CB. This is the hypotenuse of the right triangle CMB. Okay, CB. Okay. So in total we got that sinus beta equals to PE over PB, that equals to CM over CB. So now we'll copy again this equality. Okay, and this will be our second equation. Our second equation is PE over PB equals to CM over CB. Okay, this is our second equation. PE over PB equals to CM over CB. Okay, so now we can see from the drawing that PE equals to R. That is what we did in the beginning of the lecture. We connected points P and E together by a straight line, and we saw that PE is equals to R. Okay, it is written here. So we can write that PE equals to R. And PB is 90 minus 6 because PB equals to AB, that is 90 units, minus AP. PB equals to AB minus AP. So it is AB is 90 degrees, so it is 90, minus AP, that is X. So PB equals to 90 minus 6, as I have already explained. Okay, PB equals to 90 minus 6, and CB is given in the question. In the question, we know from the question itself that CB equals to 50 units. Okay? CB equals to 50 units. It is given us in the question. Okay, so we have three equalities that PE equals to R, PB equals to 90 minus 6, and CB equals to 50 units. So we can put this data in the second equation, or we can substitute PE by R because PE equals to R, and then we can substitute PB by 90 minus X because PB equals to 90 minus 6, and we can substitute CB by 50 because CB equals to 50. Okay, so we'll do it now. So we have PE, we'll substitute PE by R over PB, but PB equals to 90 minus 6, so we will substitute PB by 90 minus 6 equals to CM, we'll leave CM as it is, over CB. We know that CB equals to 50, so we can substitute CB by 50 units, okay? So we got that R over 90 minus 6 equals to CM over 50. Again, PE equals to R, so we substituted P by R, and PB equals to 90 minus 6, we substituted PB by 90 minus 6, and here CB equals to 50 units, so we substituted CB by 50 units, okay? So now we will multiply both sides of the equation by 50. We'll get that here R over 90 minus 6 times 50 equals to 50 times R over 90 minus 6, all equals to CM, because Cm divided by 50 times 50 equals to Cm. Now we can divide instead we'll do it in a different way. Actually, we will multiply both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. And it is allowable to multiply it by 90 minus 6 because x is equals to AP and is less than 90. So 90 minus 6 will be a positive number. It can never be 0 because 90 is AB and AP is less than 90. So 90 minus 6 will be a positive number. It can never be 0. So it is allowable to multiply both sides of the equation by 90 minus 6. Okay, so here we have R divided by 90 minus 6 times 90 minus 6 equals to R equals to Cm over 50 multiplied by 90 minus 6 equals to Cm over 50 multiplied by 90 minus 6. Okay, so we have here R over 90 minus 6 times 90 minus 6 equals to R, and Cm over 50 times 90 minus 6 equals to Cm over 50 times 90 minus 6. Okay, we multiplied this side by 90 minus 6, so it is Cm over 50 times 90 minus 6. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by Cm. Okay, we'll divide both sides of the equation by Cm. As you can see, Cm is a perpendicular to side AB of the triangle, so it is a positive number. It can never be 0. For that reason, we can multiply both sides of the equation by Cm. It is allowable. Okay, so we'll get that the second equation that R over Cm equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. Okay, we divided both sides of the equation by Cm, so Cm times 90 minus 6 over 50 divided by Cm equals to 90 minus 6 over 50, and R divided by Cm is equals to R divided by Cm. Okay, so now this is what we get from the second equation, that R over Cm equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. But as you remember, in the first equation we got that R over Cm equals to x over 70. Okay, this is the first equation, so I write it down. The first equation is that R over Cm equals to x over 70. Okay, this is our first equation. R over Cm equals to x over 70. So we have here R over Cm equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. And in the second equation, in the first equation, we have R over Cm equals to x over 70. So we can create the third equation that states that R over Cm equals to R over Cm. Okay, that will be our third equation. Okay, R over Cm equals to R over Cm. Or in other words, you can say, instead of R over Cm, I will substitute it in this side of the equation and I will substitute R over Cm by 90 minus 6 over 50. And in this side of the equation, I will substitute R over Cm by x over 70. Okay, so we will get that (90 minus 6) over 50 equals to x over 70. Okay, as I've already told you, I substituted R over Cm. Here I substituted R over Cm by 90 minus 6 over 50. And in this side of the equation, I substituted R over Cm by x over 70. Okay? So here we can multiply both sides of the equation by 50. Okay, we will multiply both sides of the equation by 50. We will get that (90 minus 6) divided by 50 times 50 equals to 90 minus 6, and x over 70 times 50 equals to x over 70 times 50. Okay, this is very simple. Again, 90 minus 6 divided by 50 times 50 equals to 90 minus 6, and okay, 90 minus 6 divided by 50 times 50 equals to 90 minus 6, and x over 70 times 50 equals to x over 70 times 50. In the next step, we will divide both sides of the equation by x. Okay, as you can see in the picture, actually x equals to 8p. It is a positive number. For that reason, we can divide both sides of the equation. It is allowable because it can never be 0. Okay, so we will multiply both sides of the equation by x. We will divide both sides of the equation by x. Okay, so okay, I will do it now. (90 minus 6) divided by x equals to 50 over 70. So 90 minus 6 divided by x. 90 minus 6 divided by x, and x times 50 times x over 70 divided by x equals to 50 over 70. Okay, the x here is cancelled because it is x over x, so it is cancelled. We have x in the numerator and we have x also in the denominator, so x is cancelled from this side of the equation. So we also know that 50 equals to 7 times 50 equals to 5 times 10, and 70 equals to 7 times 10. So we can substitute 50 by 5 times 10 and 70 by 7 times 10. Okay, I'll write it here. Okay, I substituted 50 by 5 times 10 and 70 by 7 times 10. Now we can divide this side of the equation. We can cancel 10 because we have 10 in the numerator and we have 10 also in the denominator, so we can cancel 10 from both sides of the equation. Okay, and we will get that -90 minus 6 over x equals to 5 over 7. Okay, we cancelled in this side of the equation, we cancel 10 because we have 10 both in the numerator and in the denominator, so we cancel 10 and we left with 5 over 7 equals to 90 minus 6 over x. Now we will multiply both sides of the equation by 7. Okay. Okay, we multiply both sides of the equation by 7. 5 divided by 7 times 7 equals to 5, and 90 minus 6 over x times 7 equals to 7 times 90 minus 6 over x. Now we will multiply both sides of the equation by x. It is allowable because x equals to AP. It is a positive number, it can never be 0, so it is allowable. It is allowable. Okay. Okay, here we multiply both sides of the equation by x. 5 times x equals to 5x, and 7 times 90 minus 6 times x divided by x x divided by x equals to 1. It is cancelled, x is cancelled from this equation. Okay, now we will open the brackets on this side of the equation. We will get that 630 minus 7x equals to 5x. Okay, we opened the brackets in this side of the equation. 7 times 90 equals to 630, and 7 times minus 6 equals to minus 7x. Now we will add 7x to both sides of the equation. So we will get that 630 minus 7x plus 7x equals to 630, and 5x plus 7x equals to 12x. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by 6. We will get that 105 equals to 2 times x. Okay, here we divided both sides of the equation by 6, so 630 divided by 6 equals to 105, and 12x divided by 6 equals to 2x. Okay, from one side we have actually 2x equals to 105, but we also know that we defined actually that x equals to AP. According to our definition, x equals to AP. So we can write here actually the fourth equation, that x equals to AP according to our definition. So if we multiply the side by 2, we will get that 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. Okay, 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. This is the fourth equation. From one side, and from the other side we know that 2 times x equals to 105. Okay. From one side 2 times x equals to 105, and from the other side 2 times x equals to 2 times AP. So we can integrate those both, the third equation and the fourth equation. We create the fifth equation. It states that 2 times x equals to 2 times AP according to the fourth equation, and according to the third equation 2 times x equals also to 105. This is according to the third equation, that 2 times x equals to 105. Okay, so we got that 2 times x equals to 2 times AP from the fourth equation, and from the third equation we know also that 2 times x equals to 105, so we can add here that 2 times x also equals to 105. So here we have equality that 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, we got the equality that 2 times AP equals to 105. Okay, from the fifth equation we got the equality that 2 times AP equals to 105 units. And actually this is our final answer to the question. The question was to find the value of 2 times AP, and the value of 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Or as you can see in the picture, the value of 2 times AP, this straight line, equals to 105 units. Okay, so this was the answer to the question. Now I will summarize the lecture. Actually, we wanted to find the value of 2 times AP. And we have a triangle that its sides, the size of its sides are given to us. AC equals to 70 units. BC, side BC of the triangle ABC equals to 50 units. And side AB of triangle ABC equals to 90 units. And we have also a circle, and the center of the circle is point P, and we have 2 tangents to this circle. The first tangent to the circle is side AC of the triangle is tangent to this circle at point O, or the touching point of side AC with the circle is point O, and side CB of this triangle is tangent to this circle at point E, or the touching point of side CB of the triangle with the circle is point E. Okay, so we actually connected points P and O by a straight line, and that straight line PO, and PO is actually the radius of the circle because it exists from the center of the circle and touches the circle. So PO is the radius of the circle, and also P is the radius of the circle because it starts from the center of the circle and ends at point E on the circle. For that reason, PE is also the radius of the circle. So we have 2 radiuses of the circle and 2 tangents to the circle. And according to the rule, that in any circle, a radius and the tangent to that radius are perpendicular to each other. This is the rule. For that reason, the radius PO and the tangent to this radius are perpendicular to each other, and for that reason angle POA is 90 degrees and also angle POC is 90 degrees. And from the same reason, radius PE of the circle is perpendicular to side PB of the triangle, because radius PE of the circle is actually side CB is tangent to the circle at point P. So the radius and the tangent to this radius, according to our rule, are perpendicular to each other, because when you have a radius and you have a tangent to that radius, they are always perpendicular to each other. A radius and the tangent to this radius are always perpendicular to each other. For that reason, angle PEB is 90 degrees and also angle PEC is 90 degrees, because a radius and a tangent to that radius are always perpendicular to each other. Okay, so actually we have here a right triangle, PEB is right triangle, and also AOP is also right triangle. Here it's 90 degrees, angle with 90 degrees, so AOP is right triangle, and also PEB is right triangle because it has angle PEB that is 90 degrees. So we have here two right triangles, and in the next step we draw from point C perpendicular to side AB of the triangle. That is to say, CM creates 90 degrees with side AB, or CMB is 90 degrees and CMA is also 90 degrees. Okay, then we actually focused on two right triangles. Before that, we defined angle BAC as alpha and angle ABC as beta. Okay, and then we focused on two right triangles. Triangle AOP, it is a right triangle because angle POA is 90 degrees, and triangle ACM, that is also a right triangle because angle PMA is 90 degrees. And in those two right triangles, first of all, if we focus on triangle AOP, the right triangle AOP, we can say that sinus alpha equals to PO over AP from one side. And if we focus on triangle ACM, there sinus alpha equals to CM over AC. Okay? But we know that PO equals to R, AC equals to 70 units. It is given us in the question, and we defined AP as X. Okay, so after we put all the data, we substituted AP by X, we substituted OP by R, and we substituted AC by 70 units. We got the equality that R over CM equals to X over 70. So this is the first equation. And in the second equation, we actually focused on two right triangles. Triangle PEB, the right triangle PEB, and also the right triangle CMB. We know that sinus beta in triangle PEB equals to PE over PB, okay, and in triangle CMB, sinus beta equals to CM over CB, okay, but we know that PE equals to the radius of the circle and PB equals to 90 minus 6 because it is AB is minus AP and AB is 90 and AP is X. So 90 minus X equals to PB. And CB equals to 50 units, PB equals to 90 minus X, and P equals to R. So in the first we add the equation sinus beta equals to PE over PB that equals to CM over CB. So we got this equality that PE over PB equals to CM over CB. And then we substituted PE by R, PB by 90 minus 6, and CB by 50. And at the end, we got that R over CM equals to 90 minus 6 over 50. This is that is our first equation that we got from the equalities of sinus beta. But from sinus alpha we got the first equation, the equality that R over CM equals to X over 70. So we have here two equations, and we created the third equation that states that R over CM equals to R over CM. And we substituted R over CM by 90 minus 6 over 50 in this side of the equation, and we substituted in this side of the equation R over CM by X over 70 because R over CM equals to X over 70. So we created an equation that states that 90 minus 6 over 50 equals to X over 70. And it is actually one equation. We left with one equation and with one variable that is X. Okay? And at the end of the process, we got that 2 times X equals to 105, but we know, according to our definition, that X equals to AP. So 2 times X equals to 2 times AP. So we can add to this equation 2 times X equals to 105, that 2 times X equals also to 2 times AP according to the fourth equation. So we have the equation that 25X equals to 2 times AP according to the fourth equation, and according to the third equation we know also that 2 times X equals to 105. So at last, at the end, we got the equation that 2 times AP equals to 105, and this is actually the answer to our question. 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, so the answer is that 2 times AP equals to 105 units. Okay, thank you very much.